Okay, so when you're doing interactive assignments, which will often be abbreviated as IA, I'm in an interactive assignment right now. On the left-hand side, we see a list of the pages and the questions that we're going to need to work on. You can minimize that to give yourself more screen space if you want to. I did that over there on the left where it says minimize list. Um, as you go through, as you complete pages and get questions right or wrong, they'll be marked over on that left side uh, list. So pay attention to that. On the top right corner, you'll see your name and the date and the time. You'll also see your current score. You need to get an 80 or better on the interactive assignment for a section in order to move on to the next one. You can also see how much progress you're making. At this point, you can see I've completed 3 out of 23. If I scroll through that list, you can see I've got a lot more to do here. One of the things I want to make sure that you do and are very, very mindful of, I'm on the introduction page, and this looks like an introduction. But notice on the right, very far right-hand side, where I've just moved my mouse on the very far right-hand side, my scroll bar indicates that there's more stuff further down the page. And sure enough, there's a video here. So if you're not in full screen, you may miss that. Of course, I can go to full screen here. Or nope, that's not what that did. Okay. Well, okay. Yes, I can go to a sort of a really go to that particular page on the web instead if I want to, or I can work on it here in that same space. But make sure you watch those videos. They're an important part of the learning process in the interactive assignments. And so then I click on next to move to the next page. Also note that these icons over here are very helpful. So you see the last one had a video, and we had to scroll down to find it. This one, it's a little bit obvious that there's a video, but also notice that those two kind of are like a brownish greenish, and there's a video icon in the list next to them, which is one of the reasons I really like to have that list open because I don't remember what all the colors are. Um, and so I'm going to watch the next video, and then I'm going to click next. Sometimes you get a message, particularly when it's a multiple choice question. And now these purple ones that have sort of that little starburst with a question mark inside, these are actual questions that are graded. So you read the question, you answer the question, you check your answer. I didn't read it. It'll tell you if you're right or wrong. And then you can, I'm not going to get credit for that. So you can move on without getting credit, but I wouldn't advise it. That's going to hurt your score. So we answer our next question. Oh, yay, we got that one right. And we move on. Then we have on the next page here, this icon. Where am I? Went too far. Kind of supposed to look like an open book. So that means this page is reading. It also has a video. So just, be mindful of that. It's not the main component of this isn't a video, but it's the author of your textbook. Right, so go through these one page at a time, one question at a time. And again, you're aiming for a score of 80 or better. Well, you have to get an 80 or better. What you're aiming for through these pages here is to understand the concept that's being explained and how to solve different problems. Now, I do want to go into one more here. So I'm going to exit out. This section that I opened is a pretty conceptual section. So I'm going to go to a different one. The questions require a little bit more calculation, and they have a new type of page, StatCrunch activity page. So this one starts with an introduction and a video, and then we've got a StatCrunch activity page. StatCrunch you'll be using throughout the semester, so you really want to make sure you understand StatCrunch. So give those applets or those little activities a try. Each one's a little bit different, so I'm not going to go into the details of that, but you can click in right in the question space. A little bit later on in some questions, I'm going to guess it's this one. You are probably going to need to use StatCrunch at some point for questions like this. And so in order to get into StatCrunch, if you don't see a link to StatCrunch on the bottom, you click on Get More Help, and there should be a link to StatCrunch there. But also in these questions, I do want to point out, you'll see these similar links in the homework questions. You have Help Me Solve This and View an Example. Of course, you should have already looked at example problems on the previous pages. That's how these interactive assignments work. They give you sample problems, and then they ask you to do one similar. So as you're reading through these sample problems, like this one here, this is an example of a hypothesis test. You get different options for viewing the solutions. You are always going to choose the StatCrunch solution, and then you can see the StatCrunch step by step here. So those are just the generic steps for StatCrunch. If you click on StatCrunch over here, this is going to take you a video showing you how to solve this problem using StatCrunch, which is the required technology for this course. That's all I can think about to share with you about interactive assignments for now. So if you have questions, make sure you email me. Have a great rest of your day.